There are 3 common mistakes people make when doing outreach on LinkedIn. The average user spends hours sending DMs left and right. Most people think that LinkedIn outreach doesn't work because the market is oversaturated and it's impossible to attract prospects' attention. But the truth is, it has nothing to do with that, because the biggest problem is your LinkedIn outreach strategy. In this video, I'm gonna give you a LinkedIn outreach strategy that works for any type of business. This strategy got our customers tens of thousands of dollars in monthly recurring revenue in just several months, so let's dive into it. The first mistake you're doing in your LinkedIn outreach is that you're not qualifying your leads correctly. Long story short, you're trying to reach out to the entire universe instead of focusing on your actual ideal customer profile. For example, if you're trying to reach out to startups, don't just focus on startups in the United States. Focus on B2B fintech startups in Austin, Texas. By segmenting your leads list into small groups, you're going to be able to come up with a relevant outreach for each group of prospects, which ultimately will start more business conversations. To build such leads lists, you can use LinkedIn Sales Navigator. By using its filters, you can build a segmented list of prospects, and most importantly, you can tick this little button posted on LinkedIn in the last 30 days. Ticking this box will allow you to have people who are active on the platform but also active on the web in general. Prospects who post on LinkedIn tend to be more responsive in general, so you'll get responses faster. Once you've built your leads list using Sales Navigator, you can use a tool like Find Email to export as a CSV file with valid B2B email addresses the entire leads list. From there, you can import that list into Breakcold Sales CRM, which will be useful for part 2 of our LinkedIn outreach strategy. Another way to get qualified leads to reach out to on LinkedIn is to use social signals. For example, at Breakcold, we're selling a sales CRM. So ideally, if we know that our prospects are looking for a CRM solution, it's very easy to start business conversations with them. By using a software like Trigify, you can monitor social signals like people who engage on your posts or keywords that they use in their own LinkedIn posts. With Trigify, we're, for example, monitoring the keyword looking for a CRM, and it already generated us tons of opportunities like the ones you're seeing right now. Once you've qualified your leads with one of the 2 techniques I shared, you need to social warm your leads. Not doing social warming is the second mistake people do with LinkedIn outreach. Social warming is basically the fact of engaging with your leads before even reaching out. So even before sending a LinkedIn invite if you're not connected with them. The idea here is that most leads are not LinkedIn influencers, so they get very little engagement on the LinkedIn posts. So if you engage with the post, they will straight away see it in the notification bell. And by the time you will reach out, they will know you already, which will ease out the start of the conversation. Here are 2 steps to do social warming. Step 1, like and comment 2 posts of your prospect. Step 2, send a LinkedIn invite note just after your engagement without sending an invite note message. Unless you're able to send a super personalized and relevant LinkedIn invite note, I think it's a mistake to add a connection message because most people will think that it has been automated. And you also have LinkedIn automation tools like Galaxy who done a lot of studies prove that sending a LinkedIn connection message reduced by about 10% your acceptance rate. If you do these 2 simple steps, your LinkedIn invite acceptance rate will absolutely skyrocket. Once prospects accept your invites, you can finally DM them. Strategy part 3, starting the conversation. The biggest mistake people do when starting conversations on LinkedIn is that they're pitching straight away the product or service with a very long message. For example, message like this, or this. Another mistake is that people do follow-ups that are as long as Route 66 with barely no personalization, so you end up with 6 follow-ups where you absolutely get ghosted. To fix that, here's the strategy to follow to get more conversations with prospects. First, send a LinkedIn message that is incredibly short, like 5 to 10 words. Ideally, you don't want to use a capital letter to make your message more casual. Step 2, don't pitch your product or service straight away. Instead, try to use something that your leads posted on socials and leverage that to kickstart the conversation. Step 3, if you get ghosted once the conversation started, or if you don't get responses to your first messages, come up with unique follow-ups. To come up with unique follow-ups, you can simply like and comment the LinkedIn posts of your prospects. I know what you're thinking, guys. It sounds stupid, but just by doing that, prospect will feel bad about not responding to you and will get back to your DMs. Another way to follow up is to simply send a very short message by referencing one of the LinkedIn posts. You can see right here in this example with Nicola that initially he ghosted me on April 29th. Then I liked and commented one of his posts and just after that sent a follow-up that links to that post. And I still got no responses. Fortunately, I didn't give up, and on May 14th, I came back by leveraging another post he shared where he met Jasmine Alish, and 2 days later, he came back to me, apologized, and ultimately, I booked a Discord call with him. And stories like this, I have plenty. This strategy just works and is very repeatable. To stay organized, I usually follow up leads twice a week using my own sales CRM software, Breakcold. I follow up a first time on Monday and a second time on Thursday. On the other days, I don't use my CRM tasks to follow up leads. I just try to reply to all my LinkedIn DMs to make sure I'm not letting go any sales opportunities. If you're a bit tech savvy, I also have another strategy for you to generate leads with LinkedIn. In the space, we call it warm outbound. The concept is very simple. Some leads will visit your profile, but never engage with your post. Some leads will visit your website but never book a Discord call. Some leads will never accept your LinkedIn invite. So how can you reach them? Well, with warm outbound. The idea is that you will identify anonymous website visitors and reach their work email address and contact them. This only works in the United States. In Europe, you can't do this with the GDPR. To do warm outbound, you first need to set up RB2B on your website to identify anonymous website visitors. In my case, I activated RB2B only on some URLs that are key for my business. Then I activated the Slack and SmartLead integrations. When anonymous visitors are identified, I get a Slack alert, and depending on which URL they come from, I push them to a SmartLead campaign of my choice. For example, I have one campaign for the pricing page and one campaign for all the other URLs. I also add them on LinkedIn manually. I don't like to automate LinkedIn invites to protect my account. You can see right now an example of what a warm outbound email looks like with a positive reply. When it doesn't work with email, I reach out manually the most qualified leads with a LinkedIn connection request message like this one right there. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Happy to help. Make sure to subscribe to that YouTube channel for more cool videos like this and to check this video to discover how Steven added $17,000 per month to his agency using LinkedIn.